You know, they keep saying Tim Walz is a coach, and I'm not convinced that he is. Not convinced that he is, to be completely honest. Now, apparently he was like assistant football coach. And I saw on his Wikipedia page, it said that when he joined, his team had lost like 27 games in a row. 3 years later, they won a championship. So I don't know what that means, but I figured I'd bring it up. Well, the story is, Coach Tim Walz gets mocked for fumbling a simple football term. You don't run a pick six. And I saw this meme that was really funny. For those who don't know, Tim Walz and AOC were playing Madden on Twitch, and then Tim Walz tweeted something out, but it probably wasn't even from him. It was probably like an intern. And it says, Tim Walz tweeted, AOC can run a mean pick six, and I can call an audible on a play. And we both know that if you're going to take the time to draw up a playbook, you're going to use it. I have no idea what any of this means because I don't watch football nor care for it. Super Bowl's fun, though, but that's just an American holiday, right? Okay, well, I looked it up because it takes me 2 seconds. And you don't run a pick six. So he tweeted something out, and then here's how they responded. It's the scene from Inglourious Bastards where the British spy, pretending to be German, is ordering a round of drinks, and he does this. He holds up 3 fingers like this. And this guy sees it and says, "You're a spy!" Because the German way is like this. You use your thumb and 2 fingers. And so he immediately knew that when he went like this, that it was a British sign. I don't know. It's kind of silly, I guess, but maybe. I remember I heard these stories about the American special forces that would go into like Vietnam would have to, or still to this day, they eat the specific diet of the area for a month so that their body odor matches the surrounding terrain or whatever. I think it has something to do with like dogs. I don't know. Or you just smell weird. You smell out of place, I guess. But yeah, maybe. The point they're making is that Tim Walz is a spy. He's not a coach. He doesn't watch football. This guy is fake goofy, and it's just so cringe-inducing. Man, look, guys, J.D. Vance is boring. Sorry, I'll say it. I like that he played Magic the Gathering 25 years ago or whatever. But they put out the story, and they're like, J.D. Vance played Magic, and I'm like, well, that's like the bit of personality he has. I got no beef. I think he's a good dude. I think he's a sharp dude. I think he's good for the job. But he's not like the most exciting guy, and he's not pretending to be. He sits down and he talks very calmly. Listen, I think this is what I'm going to do. And I am J.D. Vance. And I'm just like, Well, there's a suit and tie wearing man, if I could say the least. Tim Walz comes out and he's like waving his arms around all crazy, like going like, whoa, trying to come off like, I don't know, endearing or something. But it's just not. It's fake goofy and it's weird. Listen, man, Donald Trump's a funny guy. OK, he is. He's an entertainer. And you can't call me a liar. You can't say that I'm biased. Trump had The Apprentice for a decade. It was like 10 years or whatever. How many episodes of The Apprentice did they do? Trump is a celebrity and everyone loved him. It is a fact that he has charisma and is funny to a lot of people. It's also a fact a lot of people hate him. And I got criticisms of Trump's behavior and have the whole time. I say he's crass, he's crude, he lacks decorum. But you know what? He was a good president. I don't know what to say about J.D. Vance other than he's kind of boring, but that's okay. You're running for VP. You don't need to be exciting. Kamala is fake. She has this bit going viral right now where everyone's chanting Kamala. And she goes, "Now everybody chant your own name." And then nobody does. And she's like, oh, dude, the charisma is not there. Okay. And people are like, you're just biased against Tim Walz. The dude's fake. He's a liar. He lied about his rank. He lied about being in Tiananmen Square. He's probably lying about knowing anything about being anything having to do with football. They call him Coach Walz. He was an assistant coach. I bet he did nothing. Here we go. Let me read. Tim Walz dropped a wide open pass on NFL Sunday. The Minnesota governor and Democratic vice presidential candidate live streamed himself playing video games with AOC to appeal to younger male voters. Cringe, dude. Cringe. Play Subway Surf or whatever that game is called. Walz, a former defense coordinator at Mankato West High School, tweeted afterward that the far left Bronx and Queens rep could run a mean pick six, referring to an interception returned for a touchdown in the Madden video game series. The post was later deleted, but not before conservatives jumped on the malapropism. No, football fans were ragging on him. They were like, hey, wait a minute. Okay, what they're basing... Here we go. This was a real deleted tweet from the alleged football coach Tampon Tim can run a mean pick six, LMAO. Run a mean pick six? Are we sure Tim Walz even watched a game of football, let alone coached a team? You don't run a pick six. It's not a system of offense. Tim Swan Lake Walz is supposed to be a football coach? I'm not sure Kamala ever worked at McDonald's, and now I'm unsure if Walz ever coached football. That's funny. Nah, guys, what really happened is an intern tweeted it, and he probably deleted it because he got embarrassed. The official Trump campaign war room slammed Walz. Tampon Tim is such a dork. You'd think a so-called football coach would be aware that you don't run a pick six. During the stream, which other critics pointed out was taking place while most male voters were likely watching actual football games, Walz spoke about the importance of coming up with a plan. During the stream, Walz wore a camo Minnesota Vikings hat and reminisced about his fondness for the Crazy Taxi racing game. She wanted me to be a real person, he said about his wife, Gwen, intervening to curb his habit. Okay. So for those who don't know anything about football, I don't either, but my understanding is that a pick six is when you pick, intercept, and run the touchdown for 6 points. It happens when you're the defense, which means you don't run the play. You are not in, like, I guess the idea is like, if you could, you would every time. That is, you're on the defense. Okay, guys, we're going to go for the interception. And then once we have it, we're going to run a touchdown. So they're saying you don't run that. It's just something that happens. But again, I gotta be honest. I don't know anything about football. I hear there's a line of scrimmage and yard lines. I will say, though, proudly that I have kicked a 30-yard field goal. I don't know if that's good. I don't know. We were hanging out at the LA Coliseum on the field, and we were goofing off, and we put the football at the 30-yard line, and we were kicking it, and I made it. I don't know. It's probably not good at all, but I'm proud. It's like the most I've ever played football. The closest to football I've ever played is ultimate frisbee, and I will take it. Charlemagne the God is coming down on him now. Charlemagne, who thinks he's bigger or as big as Joe Rogan, he's not, says that Josh Shapiro should have been the VP pick. Tim Walz is not ready for the big stage, and this is just proof. It was cringe. This old man and AOC, two people who don't play video games, playing video games, just stop, dude. Look, I know they don't play video games. I know AOC doesn't play video games. They're playing Madden. Oh, come on. You don't play these games. This country does not want to see old white males right now at the forefront. Oh, okay, dude, roll with it, I say. The majority of the country, you're trying to win among white male voters, and Charlemagne saying this. Look, I agree with you that Josh Shapiro would have been better and that Tim Walz is not the right choice. I'm just loving the Coach Walz. They hold the big sign saying Coach Walz, and the dude clearly has no idea what he's talking about. But when your own allies, especially Charlemagne, who is the Joe Rogan of the left, I hear, not really, but you know that's what he claims. When you've got the limited support, I'm going to have to go ahead and say, yeah, you did wrong with this guy. It's too bad for you, Kamala. I guess the polls are showing that Donald Trump has taken the lead. The prediction from the billionaires is that Kamala's not going to win. At least they're unsure. And Mark Zuckerberg is building a private residence off in the middle of nowhere in Hawaii over his concerns about what is to come. That's my opinion, by the way. I know the fact checkers are going to come and say, fact check false. Mark Zuckerberg said he's doing it because he loves islands. Dude, all these billionaires are running for the hills, running for their lives. Okay, figuratively. With these newspapers refusing to endorse, the line has the message is written on the wall. We can see what's coming. Tim Walz is fake goofy, struggles to speak candidly, comes off as insincere and fake, and so does Kamala Harris. AOC is not doing anything to help. And this is the stream where, remember, they were ragging on Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony Hinchcliffe, who Jon Stewart just praised as very funny. And to be fair, said, maybe you don't bring a roast comic to a political rally to roast the key constituencies that you're trying to win over. Fine. But AOC was like, it's so disappointing. Yeah, because here's the reality. Young men like Tony Hinchcliffe. I think, you know what? Trump may be hurt in some way by these jokes from Tony. But AOC comes out in the stream and she's like, it's so upsetting and so disappointing. The reason why she didn't come out as heavy as Democrats by saying it's racist and wrong and how dare you? It's because she knows right now they're playing a video game, Madden, and they're targeting young men. And young men are going to be like, dude, it was a joke. Can we chill? And they're going to be put off by this. But she has no choice but to run the Democrat talking point. That's why it's a rock and a hard place for him. Trump needs to win over women, I guess. I don't know what he can do to do that. He did a town hall with only women, and everyone there supported him. But I'll say this. I said this on Piers Morgan a couple weeks ago. Women will hold their nose and vote for Donald Trump. That's long been the argument. But dudes are not going to vote for Kamala Harris. It's just not going to happen. These guys are going to be way too arrogant. They're going to be like, I want a tough guy like Trump. Women are going to be like, Kamala can't get the job done. I don't like Trump, but Trump's the leader. That's the nature. That's the reality. I'm going to wrap it up there. Next segment's coming up at 6. Don't miss it. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all then.